clearly factored also into the consideration. Also, to understand that you always are looking at situations where you want to build on the past in order to be able to improve things into the future. So quite a number of great things has been done by the group that has been in charge. So this new group clearly will be standing on the shoulders of the old in order to be able to see how they can help take this party to the next level. So new approaches, new strategies, new ideas clearly will be brought into our approach towards boosting our chances for 2024. So these are all having considered, and I'm sure after all the dust is settled, most people will appreciate that this is a decision that is having the collective interest of the party in view, and it's not at all targeted as any individuals, as some have sought to portray.
All right, and you earlier also said that some are speculating that it's a bit of targeting and it shouldn't be about the individual. But shouldn't it be expected when someone like the outgoing minority leader, that's Haruna Idrisu, looking at his performance in Parliament and the role that actually played to even get the Speaker elected and all that? I mean, is this not something that should be expected? And did the party consider some of these things, especially concerning Haruna Idrisu?
Yeah, but the thing is that there's always different ways in which the best among us can always be deployed. You understand? I mean, all of us are contributing different ways, to help in the interest of our party. Haruna clearly has done a fantastic job over the last 6 years leading the minority in Parliament. There are other ways in which, his experience, his expertise can still be deployed. He can still play very key roles, as have always been the case. Barbin used to lead the party in terms of the caucus in Parliament. The point came, he had to be moved into different places to be able to help the party. And different other people have played roles, and point came, they all had to. So you must always appreciate, just like a football team, we can always be deployed in order to make sure our expertise, our experience is used in different places. A great team and a successful team is one that's always looking at the collective interests of the team rather than individuals. So when it is that it requires that different approaches are used, and then the redeployment are done as part of the reorganization of the party towards boosting our chances collectively, I think it should be understood. That's what I said earlier, that a successful party, a great party, is one that is always keeping in mind the greater interests of the party rather than being too focused on individuals. All of us individuals in the party, we are tenants. The only landlord is the party. And the millions of people who support the party. So at every point in time, that in the interest of this landlord must always be number one. The tenants will come and go, but the landlord will remain. And therefore, that higher interest of that landlord is always what should be our number one consideration.
All right, and is there indication that, from what you have said, that some of them might be considered for other positions or other roles to play?
Explain, please. I think there was a little break. I didn't hear that bit.
All right. From what you said, is it that to say that some of these outgoing leaders will be playing other roles too, or be considered for other roles?
That is always the case. So, as I said, this is not targeted at individuals at all. Every single one of these.
But that's the perception created out there.
No, but it's not. Some people will always create such impressions. Any changes, you understand, the changes will always bring different perceptions. So perceptions are what they are. Okay, reality is another thing. And I'm saying that as far as we are concerned, this is not an individualistic thing at all. It's about party. If it were an individualistic thing, then why? Some of us, our closest persons should find themselves in leadership at the moment. Everybody does know, for example, that my closest comrade, young brother in Parliament is Okudzeto Ablakwa. If it's about individualistic, then I should have made sure Okudzeto Ablakwa found a way into the leadership of the party. But that's not how it works. You look at the broader interests of the party, and decisions are taken in that respect. So once we can appreciate it from that angle, and then we all become better for it. The party is always number one. We will always be number two. Once that becomes the central mantra of this party, I'm sure we'll all be better off for it.
Okay. Aside the parliamentary and the presidential primaries, are there any other changes that should be expected?
Oh, I would say that we came out last week with the guidelines regarding the parliamentary primaries and also the presidential primaries. So clearly, the party is geared towards that process as well. So clearly, there will be some changes as far as candidates in parliament are concerned, and we see exactly what emerges also at the presidential level. Everything is geared towards making sure we are battle ready after all these, shall I call it, series of elections are over. Then we can really look forward towards fighting the bigger election in 2024.
Okay, we'll leave it here. Thank you very much for your time.